Can you tell us about your condition in prison?
Awful. It's awful. I would love that the whole world had access to see how awful is living in American federal prison, right? And witness the truth by their own eyes. The fact in America, especially in their federal prisons, is, you know, like everything else as American does, they just make a good and nice image and surface. But once you get inside and witness everything from the inside, I would specially call it's a garbage can. I don't even call it a prison. Because as a matter of fact, there are two factors here if they want to compare American federal prisons with Iran federal prisons. The first factor is that, okay, right now in this 21st century, these newborn countries, such as America, you know, the baby countries, they are calling us as a third world country. So by common sense, no one expects to have a good condition in Iranian prisons, right? This is not something anybody expects to have special facilities in Iranian prisons. Number two, Iran government never said that, oh, we are the best. Our prison, there is human rights in our prison. We have this, we have that. No, they are like, this is how it is. Either you like it or you don't like it, we do what we want to. We don't, you know, act. But in America, everything is just a show. It's just a theater, you know. They just make a good image for the people outside. But the truth, the whole world should see what is here.
Can you tell us which prison are you being kept, and how long have you been in prison?
Okay, I've been, since my arrival to America, it was 19 December 2007, at around 4 p.m. in the afternoon by American time. I was arrested in Miami airport, and I was taken to FTC Miami, which is a horrible place, a very horrible place, and the most evil people on the planet of Earth are living in this devil land of America, especially Miami. So I was there since then. Right now it's almost 3 years that I'm in prison. Before I go to trial for this Made in America case, because even my whole case is falsified by American regime. As a matter of fact, we are just political pawns for these people. So since the beginning, I was there before my trial. For 18 months, I was kept in a building that for 18 months, I have not seen sunshine. Even by the time that they were putting me in heavy chains to take me like worse than any slave to the court for my hearings, they were taking us, all the inmates, from underground channels, so you won't see the sunshine. Then during my trial, they put me in a county jail because, you know, federal prison, I'm telling you, it's a garbage can, and I do it with no hesitation. I would tell in the courtroom, even to the judge here. The state prison, I would call it, it's a toilet, you know, toilet tank. During my trial, they put me in the state prison. I was mistreated horribly by all the, you know, correctional officers, the staff, and more especially the higher level they have, like the lieutenant, the warden, the captain. They are my worst enemies in all these prisons. So after I got sentenced, a few months later, they transferred me to this facility, which is a federal correctional institution in Danbury. Well, comparing here to FTC Miami, okay, we have to be just and fair. It's a little bit better conditions here. However, at the end, I'm in the garbage can.
You see, there were some American detainees in Iran, and recently Iran released Sarah Short. We've heard that your condition has even turned worse after the release of Sarah Short. Can you tell us what happened to you? I mean,
absolutely. You know what happened? The American evil regime, they thought they're dealing with a donkey because I'm a young Iranian woman, and they wanted to get hold on my ex-husband. They thought, okay, we are going to invite her here to America, capture her, put her in prison, and they're going to get her, make her as a spy to turn in her ex-husband for a favor against Iran, right? This one, they got to the point that they cannot do anything. But now, when Sarah got out, and they know that, because, after the program Melina had with the Press TV, they know that I'm not going to remain silent, and my family are going to protect me and stand up for me there. So after that, all of a sudden they wanted to get to know what were the letters that I was sending to Iranian intersection and to President Ahmadinejad. Because during the last 3-4 months, I switched and I started to write lots of letters to President Ahmadinejad and, informed him about a lot of facts. And I said, just stand up for the truth and protect me and, file a case in the International Court of Justice, as there is no justice in America. So since then, last week on Saturday, after Sarah got out, and of course here, the media in America, I'm sure it's international, it's not only in America, but the media is going to say what the government wants their nation here. They are not letting anybody to talk the truth. The censorship is applied everywhere, and they just use the phrase for national security purposes and blah, blah. But after they got the Sarah here, they wanted to have access to all my legal papers and see what is all of this going on. My children are going and visiting Sarah. She came out. She brought the letter from my children, which I never heard anything about it. I don't know even if she talked with President Obama or whatsoever. Then last Saturday, all of a sudden, out of blue, they came, they put me in handcuffs, and they took me to the SHU. SHU is special housing units, which, the horrible criminals here, the violations, there are very, very dangerous people here too. This is the place for them. They took me there, and I knew that from the beginning they did this act. They just wanted to have access to my legal paperwork and have access to all my letters to President Ahmadinejad. So they kept me there for 6 days. When I came out, all my assumptions turned to be absolutely true. Because when I came out, I went and I collected my legal documents from the lieutenant office. The SIS has the position of my legal documents, which is absolutely illegal by their own law, which I'm sure, of course, they make their copies, and they are just trying to find a way just to destroy me. Because I'm a live witness, is putting every single fact about American evil regime on the table. And they don't like it. They have to destroy me. They have to disconnect me with all the world that nobody would hear me, and they continue with their terrorist action, with all their evil deeds, to stay at the supreme power that they want to be.
Basically, when Sarah Short got back to America, all the news agencies interviewed her, asking about how she was treated in Iran, and she said that she was treated...
Did you see the programs, the way that she talks? She is full of fear, and the way she talks. I have a message for Sarah Short. I have a message to say that, listen, lady, your condition in Iran was much more better than me. I would rather be in a cell the size like a grave, right, by my own self, instead of living in an atmosphere that I should witness by my own eyes lesbian and gay nasty works together, right? I should live in the environment that my next person have HIV and AIDS. I should eat with all these people. I'm living in a place with all the disease that you might ever think, right? I believe she had a very good conditions there.
So
I think it's not right to say, I would rather be like that, because you have to look in the other part of it. The most important thing when you get in prison, first of all, Sarah has violated the law of Iran. I have not committed any crime.
College from a federal prison.
Right? Either knowingly or not knowingly, let the jury and the trial decide for her in Iran, right? They have crossed the border of Iran illegally. But for me, United States government invite me for governmental business to America. They gave me parole letter. They purchased tickets for me. They got me in Devilland of America from the airport. They put me in handcuffs. They took me to the prison, and they started to torture me in every possible way, more especially, mentally. They torture you mentally horribly. To become a spy and work for them to turn in my ex-husband. Which my point for America is, excuse me, you are the supreme power of the world. You have your spies all around the world, and you're ruling the world, supposedly. You want my ex-husband? Go and get him. How wicked you are that you use a 29-year-old single mom to get an Iranian man. Shame on you. But for Sarah, they were having fun. Supposedly they were camping. I have a question from United States government. If I, Shahrzad Mirqolikhan, supposedly was camping, for instance, in Canada, and mistakenly crossing border from Canada and America, what they were going to charge me with here? You answer me, Mr. Tajik. What was the charges against me that they were going to bring? First thing, they were going to say, she's related to some terrorist groups. Then she's a spy from Iran. They build up stories, right?
And
but,
do you have any concern that you're talking to us from prison, and as you broadcast your comments, it may cause problems for you?
Pardon me?
Don't you have any concern that you're talking to us from prison?
Yeah, I just want the whole world would hear the truth, right? And let them know that the American regime, they just keep saying that whatsoever Iran government do, it's torture, they're torturing them to say so, to do that. No, I am right now in the prison. I'm calling willingly and knowingly, and I want the world witness the truth about the America. Whatsoever they would do for me, Mr. Tajik, I won't care anymore, because what they have done to me, the water in the oceans, it's not enough for me as the ink of the pen that I write it for them. I want the truth come out, and I want the press TV. You guys just keep calling me. I just inform you about everything and broadcast everything, and let all these politicians deal with me.
And what is your hope?
It's going to be cut off. Then I might not be able to call you back again.
Sure. The last question, very quickly. What is your hope for coming back to Iran? And what is the imagination you have from Iran now? What's going on?
Well, I have a lot to talk about Iran. My main concern right now, I am so disgusted by this America.